Guest Television presents Thunder in the Dust, Auto Racing, Silver Spring Speedway. Tonight at Silver Spring Speedway, Willis Cole Memorial Night. Willis Cole, a police officer in New Cumberland who gave his life in the line of duty, being remembered here at Silver Spring Speedway this evening. This is Bob Weber in the press box along with my colleague Dave Brandt, and here's your lineup for the first heat event for the late models this evening.
Starting on the pole will be John Sunday, followed by Tom Barkley in the 18B, Chris Byers in the 15, Scott McCann in the 75, Johnny Ebersol in the 78, followed by Scott Richwine, Gene Wrightstone, and Jimmy Shuttlesworth, our current point leader. Oh, three abreast there. Car number 18, Barkley, getting out against the outside retaining wall as the 15 of Byers was against the inside retaining wall.
Tom Barkley really tried to thin that car down on the outside.
Tonight, the Willis Cole Memorial. The race fans, if they had a t-shirt on, they got $2 off the admission price. All the proceeds going to the special trust fund set up for the Willis Cole Memorial. And Johnny Ebersol is out front with a huge lead. Running third is Chris Byers. Second is Scott McCann in the 75. There you see our race leader in just 2 short laps. He's built up a half a straightaway advantage.
Ebersol heads out to the second, third down the back stretch. He's got McCann in the 75 running in the second spot. The 15 of Chris Byers is in third. We will have 3 heats this evening in late models. 5 will qualify from each of these 3 heats. 4 will be handicapped to the front. Running in the 4th spot right now on the track is the 18B of Tom Barkley, and he just got undercut by the Dukes of Richwine. And here comes the 91 of Shuttlesworth, the current point leader.
Jimmy Shuttlesworth, with this win last Saturday night, he was able to take over the point lead once again from Mark Billett. He and Mark Billett have been handing that point lead back and forth all season long. It's been a tremendous battle here for the limited late model division. That's something we haven't seen in recent years here. Usually a driver's gone out and dominated like Jimmy Shuttlesworth or Carl Billett or Jimmy Bernheisel, some of the past drivers that have won the championship. Usually they've taken the lead early in the season and carried it on the whole season.
The 8 of John Sunday into the pits. He's out of commission.
Our race leader continues to be Ebersol. Running second is Scott McCann. Chris Byers trying to close in on him, but Scott McCann able to hold him off thus far in this first heat event for the limited late model division. Running fourth is Scott Richwine. Fifth is the 91 of Jimmy Shuttlesworth. 5 to qualify, but only the top 4 will be handicapped.
Ebersol heading down the back stretch. He's going into the third and fourth turn. He brings it out of 4, comes down to the 2-lap signal. Johnny Ebersol, car number 70, the leader in this, the first heat event of the evening here at Silver Spring Speedway.
Ebersol had a really good start. If you remember, they got bunched up at the beginning of that race, and he darted right down the middle and took the lead. He has led every lap from the drop of the green, and he's looking for his 3rd heat win of the season. One lap
around in the 2nd spot on the white flag is 75 of Scotty McCann. Following him in 3rd, Chris Byers in 15th.
Running 4th is the 2 of Richwine, and 5th is the 91 of Shuttlesworth. There's really no battle out there on the track for any position.
There's your winner, the 78, Johnny Ebersol.
Finishing second will be the 75 of Scott McCann. 3rd will go to Chris Byers. 4th will be Richwine in the 2, and here's the closest battle on the track. Shuttlesworth able to hold off Gene Wrightstone for that final qualifying spot. So Johnny Ebersol, car number 78, picks up his 3rd heat win of the season.
All right, Vince, he picks up his 3rd heat win of the 1995 season here at the Spring. Driving car number 78, John Ebersol. Getting the runner-up spot in car
Model automobiles here at Silver Spring Speedway, and this evening when they get to the feature, it will be a 25-lap feature with extra money on the line, extra purse money going in, with this being the Willis Cole Memorial Night here at Silver Spring Speedway. Your lineup for the second heat event: on the pole, Tracy Springer in car number 45, Russ Shoup on the outside of the front row in the 11S. The second row, Barry Howard in the 17, Matt Costa in the 61. Row 3, Dave Magilton in the 2M, Mark Kropp in the 7K. In row 4, Dave Eitner in the 71, Charlie Cope in the 116, and rounding out the field, the 5, Rick Barr.
Rick Barr making his return. He'd actually only run one race here at Silver Spring Speedway. That was the very first week, and he finished second in that race. He did pick up a heat win on opening day here for the limited late models, and he's back in action tonight. He had been running down at Hagerstown Speedway and doing quite well from what I understand, finishing in top 5 several times down there. Did not pick up a win, but Hagerstown, that's one of the toughest tracks in the country to run on a weekly schedule for late models. And Bob mentioned the extra burst being added for the drivers for the Willis Cole Memorial. And this here benefits everybody, the race drivers, the race fans. They get a reduced admission. Also the trust fund for Willis Cole. I mean, it just benefits everybody.
And the only thing that we're not getting a benefit of tonight, Dave, is the air.
That's right.
In fact, I'm right now looking through perspiration on my glasses again. Oh, man, what a hot one we have tonight.
Yes, it is. I'll tell you, last night at Williams Grove Speedway, we had a good crowd, but it looks like the heat has kept some of the fans away tonight here at Silver Spring Speedway. And the green flag is out here for heat number 2. Russ Shoup jumps out to the early lead, followed by the 61 Acosta. Barry Howard goes around Springer for third position. Tracy Springer, car number 45. And Springer and Howard made some contact. Springer able to keep it going so far, but he gets in that mud. Once you get down in that mud, it's hard to get out of there. So the caution flag is out for car number 45, Tracy Springer.
Caution flag comes out for the first time tonight for the 45 of Tracy Springer, our original pole sitter, sitting sideways on the inside of 4. That wasn't his fault. Howard came down.
We have one lap into the record book, 9 laps remain. Out on the point, Russ Shoup in the 11S.
Matt Costa running second into 61, followed by Barry Howard, Mark Kropp, and Charlie Cope. And one driver missing from tonight is the man who was sitting third in points, Rich Eichelberger. Just as Rich Eichelberger was starting to close in on the top 2 drivers in this division, he misses a week because last week I understand his car was totaled. Russ Shoup gets a little out of shape. Matt Costa goes underneath him down the front stretch.
And Shoup comes right back on the inside, retakes the lead out of the second turn down the back stretch.
And Mark Kropp now moving up into 4th position, trying to get underneath Howard for that 3rd spot. Barry Howard, caution flag is out for Tracy Springer down in corner number 2, bringing out the caution flag once again.
Sitting sideways between turns 1 and 2. Two laps have been complete.
Well, Tracy Springer had to be taken into the pits on a hook there. Apparently the problem's a little more terminal than what we thought.
Dave Eitner was having some problems also, Dave. He was sitting up here in the 4th turn area when that yellow flag was out. I'm not sure whether he's starting to have mechanical problems or not.
He had some words with the officials. I don't know if he had a problem with the scoring or if he's having problems with the car, but Eitner at the tail end of the pack, he's going to have to pass several cars just to gain a qualifying spot. Only 5 to qualify. Right now it's Matt Costa leading the way, followed by Russ Shoup, Barry Howard, Mark Kropp, and Charlie Cope.
Charlie Cope has the 2M Dave Magilton on him right now as they come down and around into the 1st and 2nd turn. Magilton trying to close in. He'd like to move into a qualifying spot, but Charlie Cope has a different thought. He's going to try and move up, close the gap on the 7M.
And Dave Eitner, he is having mechanical problems because he has pulled car number 71 off into the pit area. So
Kropp and Cope got together in 1 and 2, but Mark Kropp able to pull it back in and reel it in. He's still holding the fourth.
Dave Magilton right behind him for that battle for the final qualifying spot, and also Rick Barr sitting back there, car number 5. Running second, Russ Shoup third, Barry Howard. Dave Magilton looking to the inside of Charlie Cope that time as they came off corner number 4. Charlie Cope, car number 116, currently riding in that 5th spot, but he's feeling the pressure from Dave Magilton.
Cope coming around. He's going to still keep the pressure on. Magilton is right behind it, down into 1 and 2. Magilton tries to duck down to the inside. They come out of the second, third, head down to backstretch. Charlie starts to put a few feet between them.
That's the same move that Magilton has been trying off of corner number 4, but that time off corner number 2 was the closest he had gotten.
Mark Kropp in the 7K now pulls up along the inside of the 17 of Barry Howard, out of 2 down to backstretch.
That's for 3rd and 4th position. Mark Kropp currently running 4th. Barry Howard trying to hold him off, but this time Mark Kropp with a very good angle coming off the corner. Barry Howard was a little out of shape, and that gave Kropp the advantage as he was able to go underneath him.
Coming around this time to the checker flag, your leader out of the 4th turn to the checker, car number 61, Matt Costa.
Followed by Russ Shoup in the 11S, Mark Kropp in the 7K, Barry Howard in the 17, and Charlie Cope able to hold on to that 5th and final qualifying spot.
Magilton was all over Charlie, but Charlie was able to hold on.
Matt Costa. Getting the runner-up spot drive in the 11S was Russ Shoup. Finishing 3rd in the 7K, Mark Kropp. Finishing in the 4th spot, the 17 of
Number 3 for the limited late model. Starting on the pole, Dave Sokolowski in car number 11. Starting 2nd in the 38, Randy Schaefer. Starting 4th in car number 6, Mark Jordan. Starting 4th in the 4, Dallas Wenrick. Starting 5th in the 0, Larry Baer. Carl Graves was scheduled to start 6th, but he has scratched that car, so starting 6th will be Todd Bayshore in the 29. And starting 7th, currently 2nd in the points, and our leading feature winner here at Silver Spring Speedway, Mark Billett. Carl Graves was out for the hot lap sessions, but apparently having some problems with car number 9 and unable to make the start here for this 3rd heat event. Dallas Wenrick with a very good start. He's up to 2nd spot. Running 1st is the 38 of Randy Schaefer, a rookie here in the limited late model division, former street stock driver.
29 of Bayshore, who started in the 6th spot, has moved up now into 2nd. They get down the backstretch. Bayshore now tries to close in on Schaefer as they head into 3 and 4. The 4 of Wenrick is still running in 3rd and 4th.
And Bayshore now challenging for the lead. Car number 29 as they come off corner number 2. They're side by side down the backstretch.
It's Jordan in that 6th car. Mark Jordan, who's running in the 4th spot. And in the Rocket Pizza car, the 0, Larry Baer, the 5th and final qualifier right now on the track.
And Mark Billett is challenging him for that last qualifying spot. Only 5 to qualify. Billett looks to the inside of Larry Baer. Larry Baer able to hold him off, though. Larry Baer, that's a gentleman that's drove just about anything that has wheels. He used to drive our Super Sportsman. He's driven a Thunder car down in Susquehanna. Driven the limited late models here at Silver Spring along with the Super Sportsman.
Dallas Wenrick got a push in it down in the 2nd turn, gave up a spot.
Mark Jordan now up to 3rd. Randy Schaefer still runs 2nd in car number 38. And Bayshore has opened up to a full straightaway advantage as he comes off corner number 4. He's our race leader, but the battle for 2nd right now. Mark Jordan, car number 6. He picked up his first heat win last Saturday night here.
Larry Baer is socked in on the backside of Wenrick coming down the front chute, but now they go down the backstretch, and Mark Billett holds up in front of him.
And Mark Jordan, Schaefer made contact along with the 4 of Wenrick. 4 cars making contact, but only 1 of them stopping, and that's the current point leader, Mark Billett, car number 27, as he comes to a stop in corner number 3.
Top rank for the 27 of Victor of circumstances, several cars making contact in front of him. Billett having nowhere to go. From each of our three divisions, every week.
Again, a point leader in trouble. We saw that last night at Williams Grove so often. And tonight it's starting all over here at Silver Spring.
Well, Mark Billett currently second in the points, but he's only a stone's throw away from the lead. He's only 25, 45 points out of the lead, so he can make that up in one night. So tough break for Mark Billett. He's going to have to run the consolation event. Jimmy Shuttlesworth already qualified for the feature. Todd Bayshore looking for his first heat win here in 1995, and he had a huge lead wiped out, but with the drop of the green, he had a very good lead, and once again, he pulls away from the second place car of 38, Randy Schaefer.
Bayshore wasting no time in putting distance between he and the second place car. Randy Schaefer in the 38 is running second. In third is Mark Jordan in the sixth. Now a duel for fourth. Dallas Wenrick and the 0 of Larry Bear.
And of these 7 cars still running, only 6 cars running, only one will not qualify. Right now, the car not running in the qualifying spot is the 11 of Sokolowski.
Bayshore's got to come around out of 4. He's well out in front of the field. The 29 of Bayshore takes the checker flag in the win. Here comes your second place car, the 38, Randy Schaefer. Finishing in third, the 6, Mark Jordan. In fourth, the 4, Dallas Wenrick. And in the fifth and final qualifying spot, the 0, Larry Bear.
Driving car number 29, this first of the season, Todd Bayshore. Getting the runner spot in the 38S was Randy Schaefer. Finishing third in the 6, Mark Jordan.
The first of the 5 heat events for the Super Sportsman here at Silver Spring Speedway. We will qualify 4 out of each of the 5 heats. On the pole, the 97 Steve McGilton. Coming out of the pits right now, the 4 car. If you recall last Saturday evening here at Silver Spring Speedway, Johnny Stoner in that 4 car. Not that one, but his regular car just literally tore it up. This car was the car that had been wrecked the month prior at Port Royal. They've been working on it all week to get a car ready.
Yeah, we had mentioned that Johnny Stoner had a backup car here last Saturday night. In fact, he did not, because he destroyed a car up at Port Royal. So they got 1 car ready for tonight.
Starting on the outside of the front row, Jim Schuster in the 69. Row 2, Chris Reed in the 14. Paul Troutman in the 16. And it's George Group in the 2K. The 53, Sean Keane. Russ Mitten in the 77. Jimmy Shuttlesworth in the 50B. Rich Eichelberger in the 8. Johnny Stoner in the 4. And his first appearance for the 95 season, John Provenza in car number 90.
And Provenza did not make the start. For whatever reason, Provenza not making the start. John Stoner doesn't look like he has a car dialed in yet. He's having some handling problems. But I'd like to mention he was third in the Napa Series points after last Saturday night. And coming in tonight, he had dropped to 5th because he missed 2 races, the Penn National race and the Williams Grove race last night. So he has dropped back to 5th in the Napa Point Series.
Right now out on the point with the lead is the 16 of Paul Troutman. Troutman comes around. Here's a duel for the second spot. The 2K of George Group, the 69 of Jim Schuster, and Schuster pushes high in 2. Group takes second, Schuster now in third.
Steve McLaughlin runs 4th in the 97, but Rich Eichelberger just got underneath him for that 4th and final qualifying spot.
Eichelberger in the 8 tries the inside as he moves down out of the back stretch. Schuster in the 69 running in the 3rd spot. Ike this time right about in the middle of the track to come around 4.
And the 2K driven by George Group. George Group made his start last Saturday night in that car.
And Johnny Stoner in the 4. Coming around underneath, Eichelberger has moved into 5th.
I'll tell you, after the first couple laps, it looked like Stoner had his handful with that car, but he's really got it working now. He's found a groove.
Here he comes underneath the 69.
Stoner moving into 3rd spot, so he's missed 2 races. He's ready to get back for some more action here, and he's up to 3rd spot. That's good enough for a qualifying spot for tonight's feature event. Eichelberger now looking to the inside of Jimmy Schuster, and he takes over that fourth and final qualifying spot.
Coming around to complete lap number 7, your leader, Paul Troutman. Running in the second spot, George Group. Then it's Johnny Stoner in the 4, Rich Eichelberger in the 8. Jim Schuster in the 69 in the 5th spot, just out of qualifying, and he's undercut by the 77 of Mitten, who moved into 5th.
And Troutman, 2 to go. He's leading the way. He's looking for his first heat win in 1995 here at Silver Spring Speedway and also on the Napa Series circuit. Eichelberger that time coming off too. It looked like the car might have shut off on him. He lost a lot of ground to Stoner, and Russell Mitten was able to close in a little bit.
The white flag is down and they pass the flag stand. Down into 1 and 2, now headed down the backstretch. He's got the lead and he should be able to hold on to the checkered flag.
And Russell Mitten is closing in on Eichelberger. This is going to be close for that 4th and final qualifying spot.
The winner is Paul Troutman. Finishing in the runner-up spot, 2 of George Group. In 3rd, Johnny Stoner in the 4, and rounding out the top 4 qualifying spots, Rich Eichelberger in car number 8.
So your 4 qualifiers. The win goes to the 16er, Paul Troutman, followed by the 2K. The 90, he was scheduled for the first heat, but had to scratch.
The second heat event of the evening for the Super Sportsman, and here's your starting lineup.
Starting on the pole will be the 9 of Glenn Yackel. Starting 2nd at 21 of Dave Newman. Starting 3rd in the 25, Jerry Strauser. Starting 4th in the 42, J.R. Fry. Starting 5th in the 5B, Dave Berkheimer. Starting 6th in the 19, Joe Rennicker. 7th, Timmy Leapart in the 88 Al. Starting 8th in the 5G, Mike Irwin. Starting 9th, Frankie Herr, followed by Bob Fantasy, Tommy Griffith, and John Provenza was out there, but I think he was just getting the car fired up, ready for the consolation event. He was scheduled to start with the last heat race.
Berkheimer got up on the back of J.R. Fry as they went through the second turn, and Irwin capitalized on that one. He's moved on the inside, he's up around and into a qualifying spot.
And just about the whole field capitalized because Berkheimer started 5th and he's all the way back to about 10th spot. Newman running 2nd, Glenn Yackel leading the way in that Ford-powered number 9. Glenn Yackel, our race leader. Dave Newman runs 2nd, followed by Jerry Strauser and Mike Irwin. Mike Irwin in the 5G has come on strong the last couple weeks. He is up to 11th spot in the point standings for the Napa Series circuit.
Irwin on the inside of Strauser, moves underneath, takes 3rd away. They come out of the 4th turn down the front. The leader, Glenn Yackel. The 21 of Dave Newman is still running in the runner-up spot. And it's the 5 of Mike Irwin in 3rd. Jerry Strauser in the 25 in 4th. That's your current qualifying spots. The 1H of Fantasy is in 5th. And here comes the 88L of Leapart.
Dave Newman used to run here with the Super Sportsman several years back. I guess it's been about 3 or 4 years since Newman has raced with the Super Sportsman. But he has just taken over the lead from Yackel, and here comes Irwin on the inside. Mike
Irwin in that 5 car working well on the inside groove.
Mike Irwin, he was a runner-up Thursday night at Penn National Speedway. And last night he was in the top 10 once again over at Williams Grove Speedway. And here he goes trying to take the lead.
And on the inside groove, it is Mike Irwin who takes the lead.
He had a slim advantage, and Newman really getting the car sideways as he was running right on the cushion. Dave Newman, car number 21, trying to hold on and retake that lead. But Mike Irwin starts to stretch it a little bit now. Newman running 2nd, 3rd is Glenn Yackel, 4th is Jerry Strauser, and running a close 5th is the 1H of Bob Fantasy with 2 to go.
On the 2-lap signal, Fantasy trying to close in on Jerry Strauser.
And we've got problems up here in corner number 4 and on the front stretch. The 42 of J.R. Fry, the 88L of Tim Leapart, the 19 of Rennicker, and the 73
yes.
Frankie Herr. So tough break
We
here.
were watching up in the front with that duel with Fantasy. Didn't see what happened coming out of 4, but apparently it all broke loose because there are 4 cars involved.
Okay, Frankie Herr, they're going to try and get him underway here.
Trying to avoid the inside guardrail.
Bushy's Cycling and Fitness Headquarters, 254 Lowther Street in Des Moines. It's Bushy's for the entire family. Bikes for the smallest member all the way up to mom and dad. BMX bikes, cross and road bikes, all the way to mountain bikes. Cannondale, GT, Schwinn, Raleigh, Nishiki. Bikes for every use and every need. Sold with pride and backed with service. A large selection of cycling clothing and biking accessories, helmets and shoes. Your complete cycling center with an emphasis on fitness. Additional numbers of fitness equipment in stock featuring the Schwinn Airdyne, treadmills, the stepper, and other fitness equipment. When it comes to fitness, come to Bushy's. Bushy's Cycling and Fitness Headquarters, 254 Lowther Street in Des Moines. Open daily 9:30 to 8, Saturday 9:30 to 5, and Sunday from noon till 5. Racing brought to you this evening by Leach's Automotive Service, 609 Market Street in Les Moines, featuring Citgo quality products. Your complete automotive service center with state inspections, minor to major repairs, 24 years of experience serving the community's automotive needs. Leach's Automotive also specializes in air conditioner repair and service, featuring their new R134 recovery and recharging system. Your key to trouble-free, happy motoring is at Leach's Automotive, offering service on domestic and foreign vehicles. All technicians are ASE certified. Leach's Automotive Service, 609 Market Street in Les Moines, phone 761-2339. Watch for Tom Leach in the armor-clad number 30 Cars Sprinter on a track near you.
And during that caution period, we lost the 42 of J.R. Fry and the 88L of Timmy Leapart. Timmy Leapart had to be taken off on a hook. Our race leader is Mike Irwin, followed by Newman, Glenn Yeagle, and Bob Fantasy taking over that fourth and final qualifying spot.
Fantasy has been on the move in the points chase here in the Napa division. He now sits in fourth and is challenging for third. Yeagle got a little out of shape in that second turn, but was able to recover. Here comes Fantasy working the high group. Yeagle's down on the inside.
In the past 2 nights of racing action, Thursday night, and the checkered flag was flying there. The winner was Mike Irwin in the 5G. Finishing second was the 21 of Newman. Third was the 9 of Yeagle, and finishing fourth in car number 1H was Bob Fantasy. Bob Fantasy in the last 2 nights of racing action has been able to gain 2 spots. He is now second in the Napa Series point standing.
21 of Dave Newman, a fine ride for the 21. Finishing third was the 9 of Glenn Yeagle. Yeagle holding off to 1H of Bob Fantasy, who finishes fourth in a qualifying spot.
Stall in the 07. Terry Laniger in the 1A, Mark Zimmerman in the 55Z, Daryl Schaefer in the 6, George Wright in the 32, Johnny Murphy in the 36, Ken Carberry in the 12, and the winner last night at Williams Grove, Smokey Snellbaker in car number 80 with the 19D and Dick Sills tacking on to the rear of the pack and filling out the field.
And at the start of that race, Schaefer was a little out of shape, and Snellbaker nearly ran over top of him. He got on the brake to avoid him. Goffstall dropping back through the pack, car number 07. He's having some problems here. Ken Carberry, Johnny Murphy working their way up through the pack. They're up to 4th and 5th right now. Johnny Murphy, a winner 2 weeks ago.
Brett Romano has the lead down into 1 and 2, and a real duel for second between Ryden and Zimmerman in the 55. Down the backstretch, they're right in behind Romano. Zimmerman tries to shoot the gap. Didn't pull that one off. Ends up still in second. They pass the right hand. Ryden trying to pull up on the inside of it. And here comes Murphy running the high group.
Murphy running right against the edge of the cushion, running fourth, but he is really closed in on this lead 3 cars.
George Ryden works down to the inside, trying to get underneath Romano, and does.
And Ryden and Brett Romano made contact, and then Romano made contact with Zimmerman, so he must have felt like a pinball out there bouncing off everybody.
The leader is George Ryden. He takes it around 3 and 4. Mark Zimmerman running in the second spot. Then it's the 12 of Ken Carberry, who took the feature at Penn National just 2 nights ago. And then Johnny Murphy underneath him, he's moved up into the 3rd spot.
And Ken Carberry, another one, has been making a move up through the point standings on the Napa Series circuit. He is up to 9th place in the point standings. That's on the Napa Series points. Here at Silver Spring Speedway, he sits in 10th spot in the point standings. Our race leader, George Ryan, followed by Mark Zimmerman, Johnny Murphy, and Ken Carberry. Schaefer runs 5th in car number 6, and Snellbaker running 6th in car number 80.
And Ryden has a tire going flat.
Tough break for George Ryden. He was our race leader. He's got a left rear tire that's shredded. There's hardly anything left of that tire. He's still out there motoring around, but I'm sure he knows he's got problems because that tire's about ready to come the whole way off the rim right now. He still runs 4th at this spot, but he just gets past for that 4th and final qualifying spot. Tough break. With only 2 laps to go, he loses a qualifying spot.
The white flag is out. And your leader, the 55, Mark Zimmerman, and Johnny Murphy running a tight 2nd. They come around, the checker flag is out, and it's Mark Zimmerman with the win. Murphy finishes in the runner-up spot. Then it's Ken Carberry in the 12, finishing 3rd, and in the 4th and final qualifying spot, car number 6, Darrell Schaefer.
So Mark Zimmerman picks up his 3rd heat win of the season here at Silver Spring Speedway.
Highland Motor Sales, 1001 Hummel Avenue in Lemoyne, specializing in hand-picked pre-owned cars, vans, and light trucks. At Highland Motor Sales, all vehicles are completely serviced and appointed, giving you, the customer, the highest value for your investment in trouble-free motoring. Stop by and talk with Sheldon or Brent. They'll help you pick the vehicle that best fits your needs and your budget. If it's not in stock, they'll get it for you. It's quality pre-owned cars, vans, and light trucks from a dealer who puts value and satisfaction at the top of the list. That's Highland Motor Sales, 1001 Hummel Avenue in Des Moines. Phone 763-5525.
In the 9K starts on the pole. On the outside of row number 1, Steve Wilbur in the 59F. Row number 2, Chris Knopp in the 48, Bill Heckert in the 82. Row number 3, Lenny Hake in the 91, Leroy Martin in the 66. Row number 4, Jerry Wolf in the 50 and Billy Crawford in the 1C. Row number 5, Jeremy Trout in the 7T, Danny Hegger in the 93, and Mark Smith filling in for Dwight Live, car number 22, starts 11. So Jeremy Trout, the feature winner here last Saturday night. Oh, and Danny Hegger getting into a car, the 82, a Wild Bill Heckert upside down several times. Oh, incidental contact there, but Bill Heckert at the wrong place at the wrong time. It definitely was not his fault. Danny Hegger got bumped into him, but there's a lot of damage on car number 93, and Wild Bill Heckert getting upside down several times there. A pretty violent looking flip there for Bill Heckert at the start of heat number 4.
There's Bill Heckert, he's out of the car.
And the fans are clapping. Wild Bill Heckert has quite a fan following here at Silver Spring Speedway.
But great news, Bill Heckert climbed out on his own and he is okay. The other car involved.
Thunder in the Dust videotapes are available for your consumption. Anybody who would like a copy of the broadcast you are currently watching, the information on the screen. Sesco, Post Office Box 4621, Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. Videotapes of Thunder in the Dust broadcasts. Order by number. The number is the date. So the order number for tonight's race would be 5 for 95, 7 for the month, and the date 13.
That's the 15th. It'll be 5:07:15.
Okay, I lost 2 days, Dave.
In the B main, we have had 3 separate winners.
Well, the green flag is out again. We're going to have a complete restart. Wild Bill Hecker, car number 82, he was okay, but we can't say as much for his car number 82. And also the 93 of Danny Hager, they had some considerable front end damage on that car. Hager, our current point leader, and as we mentioned, Hager got up over the rear tire of Jerry Wolf, and he got in the air, and he had no way to avoid from hitting Bill Hecker. So definitely not an intentional thing. So the green flag is out, and Steve Wilbur leads the way. Car number 59F in that old Milwaukee Family Ford Mercury sponsored car. He's out front. Running second is Lenny Hay.
And unfortunately for Hager, last night at Williams Grove, he was unable to make this feature.
Danny Hager coming into tonight's racing action. He had a 910-point lead over the second place car of Bob Fantasy. He's got a comfortable lead, but if something like this happens a couple weeks in a row, before you know it, that giant point lead is gone.
The leader down the back stretch, Steve Wilbur in the 59. Moving up into the second spot, the 66, Leroy Martin. Coming around the fourth turn in third. Car number 91, Lenny Hager.
We got cars upside down. Jeremy Trout, Glenn Keller, a lot of damage on that car, but Jeremy Trout went over once, and it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of damage on the car from this distance, but Jeremy Trout did make a complete roll there.
The 9K of Glenn Keller, you can see him sitting here right facing us. The front end of that car really took a hammer.
It certainly did, and also the 48 of Mark Knopp and the 1C of Billy Crawford also involved. So we're having our problems here in heat number 4. We've got our second red flag caution period for this heat race. And we got a special thing here for the speed zone. Let's hear about it, Bob.
Hey, yeah, Dave, you know, we're talking about all of the things going on around here. Speed Zone, the place where race fans become race drivers out at 7500 Derry Street in Harrisburg. Believe it or not, they've extended their hours to give more opportunity to the race fan to become those race drivers. They're open now from noon to 10 on Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And just do me a favor. Don't invite me to go out and race against you. The downtime we had on the track for that incident, the 93 of Hager was able to get back out on the track.
And I'm sure they're just testing that car out for the consolation event because he is 4 laps down now. He had his initial problems on the opening lap, and then on that last red flag period, he will be 4 laps down, so I don't think it's likely that he'll make 4 laps up, but he is getting some time in the car to see if it will work for the consolation.
The leader is Steve Wilbur in the 59.
And Billy Crawford starting to let out some smoke from car number 1C. It looks like it might just be a valve cover. It's only smoking on the right side of the motor.
And another car, the 50 of Jerry Wolf, comes to a halt up in turn number 2, bringing out yet another yellow flag. Here goes 5 laps remain. Wilbur has the lead. The 66 of Leroy Martin is second. Hake gets out of shape in 2. Here comes the 22 of
Mark Smith. Mark Smith filling in for Dwight Live. He qualified last night at Williams Grove Speedway, and tonight here he is running third. And this really surprises me because Williams Grove's a big, wide open track, but here at Silver Spring Speedway, it's difficult to get through the corners. And that time there, Mark Smith had some problems getting off corner number 2, and he loses 3rd position and nearly loses 4th position to Lenny Hay. Billy Crawford with that smoking number 1C gets by him, but Crawford gets bumped. Him and Mark Smith made contact coming off corner number 4 that last time, but Billy Crawford continues. But here's a battle for the lead now. Leroy Martin goes underneath the 59F of Steve Wilbur going into corner number 3. Only 2 laps to go. Leroy Martin, our new race leader here.
Martin down the backstretch with the lead. Wilbur running into second spot. Then it's Mark Smith, a driver from New York, filling in for Dwight Live in that Taylor Reynolds sponsor number 22. And in the sea of Crawford, still billowing smoke off of the headers. Around to the checker flag. He's got to take it. Leroy Martin with the win. Finishing in the runner-up spot, the old Milwaukee 53-9 of Steve Wilbur, family Ford sponsored car. Then it's the 22 of Mark Smith, finishing in third, and the fourth and final qualifying spot going to the 1C, Billy Crawford.
The win goes to the 66 of Leroy Martin.
The final heat event of the evening for the Sportsman here at Silver Spring Speedway. Pat Cannon in the 25C, Kevin Berger in the 31 in row 1. In the second row, it's Johnny Yinger in the 15, Johnny Stamen in the 23. Row 3, Tim White in the 1, Jake the Snake Radabaugh in the 59. In the fourth row, Tommy Haxall in the 55X, Donnie Beaver Jr. in the 10. And in the final row, the 3, Davey Callman, and the 6M, Craig Morrow.
And we had 53 Super Sportsmen on hand for tonight. That's a lot more than what we had last night at Williams Road Speedway. Only 52 cars were on hand last night. 32 cars. And we got a car getting upside down, the 1 of Tim White. Tim White, he's got the special banner on board for Harold White, who passed away last Sunday, but the red flag is out once again. Looks like Tim is moving around inside the car. He got up on its side. Wasn't too hard of a crash, but it did do a little bit of damage to car number 1.
Tough break for Tim White in the 1 car, although that car really didn't look as if he had sustained much damage, David. He probably will be back out for the concert.
No, the crew's down there hard working on it already, and I think we will see him out for the consolation event. Good news for him. He did roll it on its side, but I don't think it went completely over. So hopefully we'll see Timmy White out here for the consolation event later on. This is heat number 5 for the Super Sportsman. Pat Cannon and Kevin Berger sitting on row 1. John Yinger, John Stamen sitting in row number 2. We have no laps in. This is a complete restart. We've seen 3 cars upside down already tonight. Last 2 weeks we've had our fair share of flips here at Silver Spring Speedway. Last week John Stoner with that spectacular flip down the front stretch. That's one of the worst
Steve
I've ever
Cerniak
seen. Steve
also on the
Cerniak
front.
in the consolation event on the front stretch. Some hard flips last Saturday night here at Silver Spring Speedway. And it's the rookie leading the way. Matt Cannon, the 25C, the youngster from New Jersey. Kevin Berger putting the pressure on car number 31 running second.
Coming around to complete lap number 1, Pat Cannon, Kevin Berger running 1 and 2. Stamen in third. Then it's Johnny Beaver Jr. in 10, running in the 4th and final qualifying spot. And here comes the 3 of Callman up on the inside of Johnny Yinger, trying to move up. He still wants to qualify also this evening.
And what a battle back there for a 5th spot, a 4-car battle. Yinger, Callman, Jake the Snake Radabaugh, and Tommy Haxall, that's for a 5th spot. You think these guys were running for the lead, but they all just want to get to the front of the pack and try to gain a qualifying spot for tonight's 25-lap Super Sportsman feature event.
Down the front chute. The 15 of Yinger still in the 5th spot. He's got Callum coming around the high side. Out of the second turn, down to backstretch. They still are wheel to wheel into 3. Now into 4. Donnie Beaver Jr. way up on the high side.
And it looked like he was going to tag the wall there. He had to be awfully close. It doesn't look like he hit it. There's no white paint on the side of his tire, but there goes Callum up to 3rd. What a move by Callum to gain a qualifying spot.
And Beaver goes in underneath Stamen to move into 4th.
And we got a car sideways, the 15 of Yinger.
Yinger took a pretty good shot into the outside wall down into the 15 on a hook into the pits. He's out of competition, at least temporarily. We have 5 laps into the record book, 5 laps to go.
And at the halfway mark, it's the rookie, Pat Cannon. Pat Cannon leading the way in front of her 25 team. Followed by Kevin Berger in the 31, but Dave Callum in car number 3, he's in pursuit.
Berger underneath out of turn 2 takes that lead.
Here comes Callum now challenging for the runner-up spot. Callum now, he's in a heated battle with Cannon. Pat Cannon not giving up that lead, but off of corner number 2, it's Dave Callum regaining that the runner-up position now. Cannon drops back to third, followed by Stamen.
Stamen goes to the inside and takes a sweep underneath Cannon and moves up into third. Cannon comes right back in 1 and 2 and takes third back.
Donnie Beaver, car number 10, running fifth, 1 spot out of a qualifying position. Here comes Jake Rodeball and Tommy Haxall just waiting for somebody to make a mistake. Car number 55X and the 59 of Rodeball.
Stamen on the inside, sweeps in and underneath Cannon, takes third back.
Here comes Beaver looking for that fourth and final qualifying spot. Beaver really hitting it hard on the top, jumps the cushion, darts off right in front of Cannon and takes that fourth spot and goes for third.
And he's got third. Down the backstretch, Donnie Beaver Jr. in third, with John Stamen running in the fourth.
Here comes our leader to take the checkered flag. It's going to be Kevin Berger picking up his second heat win of the season. Finishing second in the 3 will be Dave Callum, and third in the 10 will be Donnie Beaver, and finishing fourth in the final qualifying spot, the 23 of John Stamen. Well, we're back with the limited late model consolation event. Here's the starting lineup. Starting on the pole will be car number 10, Gene Wrightstone. Starting second will be Dave Magilton in the 2M. Starting third, row number 2, Dave Sokolowski in the 11. On the outside of row number 2, it'll be the 18B of Tom Barkley. Row number 3, it'll be Rick Barr in the 5, and Mark Billett in the 27. Row number 4 will be Tracy Springer in the 45, and Carl Graves in car number 8. That's not a mistake. Carl Graves normally drives car number 9, but I guess they had some problems with the car tonight in hot laps, so Carl Graves taking over the ride for John Sunday. Carl Graves making a start in that car. He is currently in the top 10 in points, currently 9th in the point standing, so he'd like to retain that top 10 status. So apparently John Sunday willing to give up the ride for the night, so Carl Graves could possibly qualify that car here for the 20-lap limited late model feature event later on. But 6 to qualify. We're looking for our final 6 qualifiers here. 8 cars to take the green, 2 cars scratching. Well, 1 was Carl Graves in the 9, but he's taking over the ride in the 8. And also the 71 of Dave Eitner. Dave Eitner currently 7th in the point standing, so that could hurt Dave Eitner at the night's end. The green flag is out here. Gene Wrightstone takes him down the front stretch. Currently second in points, Mark Billett. He's out there running this consolation event also. And Tom Barkley Jr. in the 18 nearly gets sideways and loses it. But he gets it straightened out. He's back under power. He's running 6th now. That's the final qualifying spot. There's the battle for 4th. 3rd and 4th, it's the 11 of Dave Sokolowski and the 5 of Rick Barr. Rick Barr takes over 3rd. Here comes Mark Billett in the 27, looking for 4th now. Dave Magilton challenging for the lead down the front stretch. And Tracy Springer was out of control, but he gets it gathered back up, and we got problems up here at the front. 4 cars sideways. We've got the 5 of Rick Barr, the 27 of Mark Billett, the 11 of Dave Sokolowski, and also the 18B of Tom Barkley Jr. So we've got 4 cars piled up down there in corners number 1 and 2. Well, Gene Wrightstone is our race leader here after 2 laps are down here in this 10-lap limited late model consolation event, and a tough break for our second place man in the point standings, Mark Billett. Gene Wrightstone, car number 10. He's sponsored by C&N Western Outfitters, so if anybody needs any of the Western apparel, they've got the boots, the hats, and all the Western wear to go with that country line dancing. And I understand car number 10 is for sale, so if you want to get into late model racing, he is currently in the top 5 in the point standing, so that'd be a car to get a hold of. So Gene Wrightstone running at the point, running second is the 2M of Dave Magilton. I'm sorry, that was some misinformation I got from down in the truck. The car is not for sale. So, Dave Magilton running second. Third is Carl Graves in John Sunday's number 8, and running 4th is Rick Barr in the 5, and running 5th in the 18B is Tom Barkley Jr. So, it's the 10 of Gene Wrightstone in the car that is not for sale. followed by Dave Magilton. They're running 1 and 2 as they come off corner number 4. Carl Graves holding on to that 3rd spot, but he's got Rick Barr all over him as they go into corners number 1 and 2. Graves probably not quite used to the car. This is his first time in it. Usually the drivers are adjusted for how they like the pedals and everything, and the caution flag is out once again. It may be debris on the track. I do not see a car. Yes, I do. Tracy Springer down atop of corner number 1. Tracy Springer in car number 45, bringing out the caution flag here in this limited late model consolation event. We now have 3 laps into the books for the limited late model consolation event. Running first on the pole is the 10 of Gene Wrightstone. Running second at 2M at Dave Magilton, and Magilton has been challenging for that lead throughout this consolation event. Running third in car number 8 is Carl Graves. Running fourth in the 5 is Rick Barr. Rick Barr nearly was around Graves that last time before the caution flag came out. Running fifth in the 18B, Tom Barkley Jr., and running in that 6th and final qualifying spot. There are only 6 cars left running on the track. We have lost car number 11 of Dave Sokolowski and also the 27 of Mark Billett. So only 6 cars are running. All 6 cars will qualify if they finish this consolation event. Green flag is out once again. Wrightstone with the lead. Magilton running second in the 2M. Dave Magilton was a feature winner earlier in the season. Only a handful of drivers have won feature events here at Silver Spring Speedway. We've only had 6 different feature winners. Mark Billett, the leading feature winner with 4 feature wins, is not out there running anymore. He had problems in the heat race and he had problems in the consolation event. And Magilton continues to pressure Gene Wrightstone for that lead. Wrightstone in the CNN Western Outfitters, number 10, leading the way. Running second, Dave Magilton. Third, Carl Graves. Fourth is Rick Barr in the 5. Rick Barr making his return to Silver Spring Speedway after running down at Hagerstown Speedway. We're halfway through this limited late model consolation event. Once again, Dave Magilton running the very bottom of the track and trying to close in on Gene Wrightstone. Just has not been able to find a groove to get around him or underneath him. And Wrightstone continues to hold off Magilton. And once again, Rick Barr challenges for that 3rd spot. Up front, it's Wrightstone and Magilton. This is the closest battle on the track. Wrightstone started on the pole, looking to hold off Magilton for the win. That last time around, we had some contact between the 8 of Graves and the 5 of Rick Barr, but that's not real important. They're going to finish 3rd and 4th. There's nobody behind them, so better to be safe than sorry here in this limited late model consolation event, because you can't start the feature if you do not finish the consolation event. So Carl Graves giving up 3rd, but he'll finish 4th. Here comes our race leader. He'll pick up the checkered flag in the CNN Western Outfitters, number 10, Gene Wrightstone, and he takes the checkered flag, finishing 2nd in the 2M, Dave Magilton. Finishing 3rd in the 5, Rick Barr. 4th in the 8 will be Carl Graves, finishing 5th. And you'll see the lead that they had over the 5th and 6th place cars. And there's a battle for 5th and 6th, though. Tom Barkley Jr. picks up 5th, and 6th goes to Tracy Springer. So Springer qualifies for his first feature event here in 1995.
And the race, or the sale that we were referring to down in the press, down in the truck, that's the sponsor of Gene Wrightstone. CNN Western Outfitters having a big sale throughout the month of July. Not the car. They're selling all those boots, hats, and all the Western. The first of the split consolation events for the Sportsman here at Silver Spring Speedway. The 77 Russ Mitten on the pole with Jerry Strouser in the 25 on the outside of the front row. Row 2, Jim Schuster in the 69, Frankie Herr in the 73. In row 3, Terry Leininger in the 1A, and Jimmy Shuttlesworth, the Iron Man, in 50B. In the 4th row, Dave Bergheimer, the Crayola Kid, in the 5B. The 14, Chris Reed. In row 5, the 19, Joe Renneker, and Brett Romano in the 80R. Then it's Steve Magilton in the 97, Sean Keane in the 53, J.R. Fry in the 42, Bill Shostall in the 07, Tim Liepart in the 88L, the 88G, Tom Griffith, and John Provenza in the 90. 17, well, Jim Shuttlesworth in the 50B not out there. So we have 16 cars and only 3 will qualify.
That's going to be awfully tough to qualify. And Jimmy Shuttlesworth, over the month of June and the beginning of July here, has just been terrible for him in the Super Sportsman. I mean, nothing but bad luck. He had been going along at a good clip. He was in the top 5 in the point standings. And like I said, over the month of June and July, it's been awfully rough on him in the Super Sportsman ranks. However, though, there's some good news there. Month of July, he regained the point lead in the limited late model division, and tonight he's already qualified for the feature, and Mark Bellett is not, so he'll increase his points lead in the limited late model division. He just can't seem to get the 2 going in sync. When he's doing good in the late model, he's not in the Sportsman. When he's doing good in the Sportsman, he's not doing good in the late model. So it's tough to get those 2 in sync when you're running double divisions there.
We have 10 laps of consolation racing in this first consolation event. Jerry Strouser in at 25, running in the second spot.
Up the caution flag here in this first consolation event. We got a picture back up in the booth here again. You can see Terry Leininger sitting sideways in car number 1A. He'll try and regain the back of the pack if there's no damage to that Super Sportsman. Consolation event, this is the first one. Terry Leininger able to rejoin the back of the pack, but that's really going to hurt his hopes of qualifying for the feature event tonight, because he was up to about 5th or 6th spot. Our race leader is Russell Minton, followed by Jerry Strawser and Frankie Herr. They're our top 3 at this point.
Currently in the 4th spot, just 1 position out of qualifying. The trail a kid, Dave Berkheimer, and the Hanson Pack sponsor number 5.
And we get our first look at John Provenza, car number 90. He's further back in the pack, but he was able to make the start for the consolation event. Getting a little bit of track time tonight. He was not able to do that in the heat race. Berkheimer continues to run fourth. Renninger trying to take over 5th from Chris Reed, but that's not good enough to qualify for tonight's feature event. We're at the halfway point, lap number 6 now. Our race leader, Russ Minton, Jerry Strawser, and Frankie Herr. Russell Minton starting to pull away a little bit now from Jerry Strawser.
Minton into 3 and 4, comes around, and we're working right on the edge of the cushion. A yellow flag.
88G of Tommy Griffith. Tom Griffith sitting up in corner number 4, right in front of the flagman, but he brings out the caution flag here once again.
6 laps into the record book, 4 laps remain in this, the first consolation event for this Super Sportsman here at Silver Spring Speedway, and it's Russ Minton who sets the pace.
And Tom Griffith was able to rejoin the back of the pack. Tom Griffith, a rookie in the Super Sportsman. He's just trying to get some track time, so it's good to see him be able to continue on here. He's running the back of the pack for the consolation, but we'll see if he can make it the rest of the way. But Frankie Herr up front there trying to take over 2nd spot. He parks it in front of car number 25 and takes over that runner-up position.
Now he works to the inside of 77 and 50 and 1 and 2. Hitting on the high group, down the back chute. He's just barely out in front of Frankie Herr. The 77 of Minton, the 73 of Herr. 1 and 2 down the front.
And we got problems with the car up against the guardrail, the 1A of Terry Leininger. We saw him against the inside retaining wall earlier. That time there he was against the outside, but he keeps it going.
In 3 and 4, Frankie Herr's down to the inside of Russell Minton to the white flag.
Just 1 lap to go.
A real tremendous shootout with a checker flag between the 77 of Minton, the 73 of Herr. down into 3 and 4, coming around to the 4th turn. Now down the front chute, the checker flag, and it crushed Minton in the 77 with the win.
What a finish there. Russell Minton just barely beating out Frankie Herb for second spot and finishing third. Jerry Strauser in a 25. That was a tremendously close finish there.
Coming up next will be the second of the consolation events this evening here for the Super Sportsman.
Well, this is the second consolation event for the Super Sportsman. Starting on the pole, Smokey Snellbaker, followed by Lenny Hake, Pat Cannon, Chris Knopp, Jake Rodaball, George Ryden, Danny Heger, Tommy Hacksaw, Craig Morrow, Dick Sills, Jerry Wolf, John Yeager, Glenn Keller, Tim White, Jeremy Krause, Bill Heckert. Bill Heckert unable to make the start here in car number 82. Double break for Wild Bill. Bill Heckert nearly picked up a feature win last night at Williams Grove Speedway. Danny Heger started 7th in this event. He needs to finish 3rd or better to qualify for the feature.
Hager now in 4th. They come past the flag stand down into 1 and 2. Snellbaker has the lead. Lanny Hake is running 2nd. Then it's Jake the Snake Radavaugh in 3rd. Danny Hager is in 4th. And in the 5th spot, car number 25, Pat Cannon.
Rodaball currently running 3rd on that final qualifying spot. He's trying to go underneath Lenny Hake, though, for the 2nd spot. Here comes Danny Heger, and boy, they sure have got that car hooked up and running after that incident in his heat race. Walt Bigler's crew was hard at work to get this car to work great for this consolation event. And Heger jumped that cushion. He jumped that cushion and nearly made contact with that wall. He loses 3 or 4 car lengths. Last night was the first tour event that Danny Hager had not qualified for. And I know he definitely doesn't want to have it 2 in a row. He's running 4th, and Rodaball is underneath Lenny Hake trying to take over 2nd. What a battle here for 2nd spot. The Silver Fox, Smokey Snellbaker leading the way, but it's Snellbaker, Rodaball, and Danny Hager now up to 3rd spot in car number 93.
Both Radavaugh and Snellbaker got underneath Lanny Hake in turn 4 the last time around.
Tim White has pulled car number 1 into the pit. Apparently Tim White still having problems with that car since he flipped it earlier tonight. Smokey Snellbaker, the Silver Fox, a feature winner last night at Williams Grove Speedway. He took the lead on the very last lap and won the event.
Snellbaker holds that point down into the 1st and 2nd turn. Jake the Snake in the 59 running into the runner-up spot. Danny Hager's 93 hot on his heels down into 3 and 4.
2 laps to go. Snellbaker, Rodaball, Hager, and the caution flag is out for the 6 of Craig Morrow up in corner number 2. So Craig Morrow losing the handle off of corner number 2 brings out the caution flag.
We got spin into 1 and 2, breaking up the battle for 2nd. 8 laps.
Stretch. Running in the 2nd spot, Jake the Snake Radavaugh in the 59. Then it's Danny Hager and Tommy Hacksaw.
Tommy Hacksaw has closed up the 4th spot with 1 lap to go. And he'll try and take over that 3rd and final spot from Danny Hager. Hacksaw looking to the inside, and he's side by side with Danny Hager. What a finish this is going to be for 3rd spot, Bob.
Coming around to the 4th turn, the checker flag is waiting, and it is Smokey Snellbaker who takes the checker. In the runner-up spot, Jake the Snake Radavaugh in the 59, and rounding out the top 3 qualifying spots, just barely nipping off Tommy Hacksaw, who put on a tremendous charge, the 93 Danny Hager. The car on the track right now, the 101, which last weekend finished with a checker flag in his heat event driven by Harold White and finished 12th in the feature. The 101 Ladd Hanford sponsored Harold White car. Sitting down here on the front stretch, the checker flag just fell, a commemorative lap being driven in the 101 of Harold White in memory of the late, very, very revered driver here at Silver Spring Speedway.
And they had a standing ovation for that car. A lot of the fans were upstanding, clapping, and he'll be dearly missed by everybody, all the fans, everybody here at Guest Entertainment Sports Television, and I'm sure a lot of the viewers too. So our sympathy out to the whole Wyke family.
Ladies and gentlemen, while it's quiet here, the guy standing beside me has been announcing races for about 35 years. Now, I'm only 24, so that means he's been announcing races 11 years longer than I've even been alive. And there's a cake sitting back here. His birthday's on Monday, and he's going to be celebrating the big 7-0. How about a round of applause for Mr. Jack Frazier?
And you just heard the birthday greetings to Jack Frazier, the inimitable voice of Silver Spring Speedway, who has been here for many, many a year. Jack will be 70 years young on Monday. Of course, this is Saturday evening. You'll be watching this on Wednesday and Tuesday and some next Saturday.
Will Harold White's grandchildren please go trackside? Harold's grandchildren please go trackside for a picture-taking ceremony. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get your raffle tickets out. I don't feel like 70. 80 maybe. Okay, got the raffle tickets? We have one umbrella from the Cumberland Medicine Shop. An umbrella. Lucky number 038561.
Is your mic on? We're not hearing you. Is your mic on?
Yeah, everything's working real good. I just want to thank Family Ford, Old Milwaukee, for giving me the chance, and Wise Motorsports, of course. We're just going to try to keep plugging away here and take it one race at a time, and hopefully we can come out of this deal at the end of the year and with Rookie of the Year, I hope.
I understand Larry Jackson's giving you a little bit of a hand here.
Yeah, he's been helping me quite a bit, and I really want to thank Jack Coon. He stuck with me all year, and he's really, helping me a lot, more than I can say.
Okay, good luck. Again, Rookie of the Year contender Steve Wilbur. Now we'll go back to one of our feature winners here in just the last couple weeks, Johnny Murphy. Johnny, okay, for Guest Sports Television here, how is it looking for the feature tonight?
Well, it's looking pretty good. The track's in good shape for as hot as it is. I just hope I can stand it. It's about 200 degrees in this suit right now.
I'm sure that it'll be hot riding tonight.
Yeah, it'll be a hot ride, but it'll be a good race too.
All right, again, that was Johnny Murphy. Hey, I've got to get out of here. We're getting ready to go racing here at Silver Spring. Back up to Dave and Bob with the feature event.
And here's your lineup for the feature event for the Super Sportsman. On the pole in car number 9, Glenn Yeagle.
Starting second in car number 59F, Kirk Wise got some words with him, Steve Wilbur.
On the inside of the second row, the car number 21, Dave Newman.
On the outside of row number 2, it'll be the 31 of Kevin Berger.
In row 3, it's the 16 of Paul Troutman.
On the outside, it'll be the 55C of Mark Zimmerman.
In row 4, the 2K, George Group.
On the outside of row number 4, it'll be the 66 of Leroy Martin.
Row 5, on the inside, the 36, Johnny Murphy.
On the outside of row number 5, it'll be the 5G of Mike Irwin.
Row 6, Ken Carberry in the 12.
On the outside of row number 6, Donnie Beaver in the 10.
In the 7th row, the 3 of Davey Gallivan.
On the outside, making his return tonight, he missed 2 nights of racing. In car number 4, it's John Stoner.
Row 8 on the inside in Dwight Live's number 22, sponsored by the Taylor Redall people. It's Mark Smith.
On the outside, it'll be the 8 of Rich Eichelberger.
In row 9, the 1H Bob Fantasy.
On the outside of row 9, it'll be the 6 of Daryl Schaefer.
In the 10th row, Billy Crawford in that black 1C.
On the outside of row number 10, the 23 of John Stamen.
In row 11, Russ Mitten in the 77.
And then it'll be last week's feature winner and also last night's feature winner in the 80, Smokey Snellbaker, the Silver Fox.
In row 12, car number 73, Frankie Herr.
On the outside of row number 12, sponsored by Weeby Audio, car number 59, Jake the Snake Rodaball.
In the final row, car number 25, Gary Strouser.
And our current point leader in both the Silver Spring and the Napa Series points, the 93 of Danny Hager. It's been a rough night of racing for Danny, but the good news is he's able to make the start of the feature event.
25 laps the distance. We have 26 beautifully prepared Super Sportsmen on the track right now. And I don't even think I'm gonna hazard a guess as to who could come home with a checker. There's too many very capable drivers out there.
Well, I'll tell you, like Johnny Murphy said, the track is in tremendous shape. During the first set of heat races for the Super Sportsman, they started kicking up some dust, and I thought it was going to get real bad tonight, but it really hasn't. So Alan Kreitzer has this 3/8 mile oval track in great shape for racing tonight. So the track is in beautiful shape for the weather that we've had over the last couple days. It has not been that dusty, really.
The family Ford pace truck down the front chute, leading the cars around their parade lap. Again, that front row, Glenn Yeagle and Steve Wilbur. The second row, Dave Newman, Kevin Berger. Then it's Paul Troutman, Mark Zimmerman, George Group, Leroy Martin, Johnny Murphy, Mike Irwin, Ken Carberry, Donnie Beaver Jr., Dave Callman, Johnny Stoner, Mark Smith, Rich Eichelberger, Bob Fantasy, Daryl Schaefer, Billy Crawford, John Stamen, Russ Mitten, Smokey Snellbaker, Frankie Hurd, Jake Granabaugh, Gary Strouser, and Danny Hager.
And Steve Wilbur gets out of shape, car number 59F. Looked like he may have made some contact with Glenn Yeagle. Everybody continues on. It looked like we were going to see a pile-up, though. Mark Smith, car number 22, drifting up to the top of the track. And Rich Eichelberger, his bad luck continues. Car number 8, he's sitting shop up along corner number 2. Tough break for Rich Eichelberger in car number 8. And also the 22 of Mark Smith looks like he's taking it into the pits. So 2 cars having problems on the initial start here. The green flag was supposed to come out. We were supposed to have the restart, but the caution flag comes out. Once again, the cars are not lined up properly. It's near the back of the pack here. They're trying to get these guys adjusted so we can go green. Our head starter gives them the signal. This time, though, we'll go green this time around. The flag is up. He's giving them the signal that they'll go green off of corner number 3. 26 cars, make that 25 cars. Mark Smith, car number 22, did take it into the pits. He has not come back out, but they are pushing him off right now, so we will start with 26 cars.
The Taylor Rental car comes out of the pits. He's going to tack onto the rear along with Eichelberger.
Tough break for Rich Eichelberger. It's been rough going the last several weeks for him in both the limited late model and the Super Sportsman cars.
And a green flag comes out.
I know Steve Wilbur, and we got problems at the back of the pack once again. I can't make out all the cars, but it looks like Russell Mitten. Also, the 73 of Frankie Hurr and the 25 of Gary Strouser, I believe. Those are the three cars sitting down there in corner number 4. So we're going to try it for a third time for a restart here.
Marty's Transmission Service and Repair, 827 West Trindle Road in Mechanicsburg. Sponsors of auto racing here on Yes Television. If your transmission's got a clunk or a knock in it, if your car jumps and jerks, take it to Marty's. They offer everything from minor adjustments to complete overhauls on your transmission. Marty's even offers free local towing with a transmission overhaul. Standard, automatic, foreign, domestic, Marty's Transmission will service them all. Put that get up and go back in the old buggy. Take it to Marty's Transmission, 827 West Trindle Road in Mechanicsburg. Phone 766-5595. Don't forget, care to order a copy of the race program that you're watching, or if you can remember the date of a race that you missed and would like to see, be sure to jot the address down that you see on the screen right now and order through Kesco, Post Office Box 4621 in Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. The tape number is the date of the race that you are ordering. In this particular case, it's 95, the 7th month, the 15th day. 5:07:15 would be the number of tonight's race. Again, racing brought to you this evening by Little Bits Screen Printers, 827 West Trendle Road, in the same building with Marty's Transmission Service. Servicing your every screen printing need. Custom screen printing on t-shirts, sweats, hats, jackets, bags. If it's a printable product, they'll print it for you. For racers, for teams, for businesses. With service and satisfaction as their keystone, Little Bit Screen Printing offers a complete service and a quick turnaround time. Artwork done on the site or reproduced from your own personal artwork. Little Bits will produce it and they'll make you proud. That's Little Bits Screen Printing, 827 West Trendle Road in Mechanicsburg. Phone 697-4538.
Sportsman feature event. Glenn Yackel, Steve Wilbur sit on the front row. And 25 of Jerry Strauser unable to continue. Tough break for him. And also Russell Minton was taken into the pits on the hook. I don't know if we'll see him back out, but Frankie Herr, the other car involved in that incident down there off of corner number 4, was able to rejoin the back of the pack. So it looks like we're going to start with 24 cars now instead of 26. Just about ready to take the green flag here as they go into corner number 3. Glenn Yackel and Steve Wilbur, a pair of Fords on the front row. And it's Yackel taking the lead.
Daryl Schaefer ricocheted off the front wall out of 4. These guys are running the cushion all the way up to the end.
Boy, and just like last week, Johnny Murphy in the 36, he was starting to make some moves to the front, but he got up over the back of Leroy Martin's car number 66. He was nearly up to 7th spot, but doesn't look like it slowed him down too much. Murphy continues on. Russell Minton and Jerry Strauser have made it back out, but they are a lap down.
Glenn Yackel out on the point with the lead. He's got Steve Wilbur in the 59 behind him in second. Here comes the 21 of Dave Newman in third. Paul Troutman in the 16 closes in tight behind him. We have 2 cars out of shape down in the second turn area, bringing out a yellow flag.
And it looks like the Weeby Audio number 59, Jake Rodaball, and the 6 of Daryl Schaefer. Those are the 2 cars sitting down in corner number 2.
And I believe the Crayola kid, Dave Berkheimer, took his car into the pits. Two laps are into the record book. We have 23 laps remaining, and Glenn Yackel sits on the point with the lead, and he's got Steve Wilbur in the old Milwaukee family Ford car right behind him in second.
And Rich Eichelberger was in the pits, car number 8. We'll see if he can make it back out. They're changing that left rear tire that went down. He will make it back out, and he will not go a lap down. So Eichelberger's crew able to get that tire changed in a short period of time. And Ken Carberry, car number 12, a feature winner Thursday night, is shutting off in corner number 2. We will not complete a lap, so 2 laps are still in the record books as Ken Carberry sits atop of corner number 2.
The green flag flies as the cars move around 3 and 4. Glenn Yackel out on the point. Steve Wilbur running in the second spot.
Dave Newman runs third in the 21, followed by Paul Troutman and Mark Zimmerman now moving into the top 5 as he works his way around Kevin Berger. But Leroy Martin is on the move. Car number 66, he started 8th. He's trying to take over 5th spot from Zimmerman.
Martin underneath Zimmerman moved into possession of 5th. Zimmerman gets a little bit crossed up in 2 and leaves open the door for the 5 of Irwin.
Zimmerman hit that cushion down in 1 and it just threw the car sideways and he lost a position. There's the battle for 3rd spot. Dave Newman, Paul Troutman. Troutman in the family Ford Mercury old Milwaukee sponsored car. He's trying to take over 3rd position. We have a pair of family Ford Mercury cars running in the top 5 at this point. The 59F of Wilbur going for the lead. He's looking to the outside of Glenn Yackel. They're side by side just about as they come off corner number 2. Yackel holding off Wilbur. Wilbur in turn number 3. Who's it going to be coming off corner number 4? Yeakel still holds a slim advantage over Steve Wilbur.
Down into the first and second turn. Yeakel still holds the lead. Wilbur trying to run the high groove. Dave Newman is still running in third in the 21. Troutman in the 16 is still in fourth. The 66 of Leroy Martin is currently in fifth out of the fourth turn. Then it's Mike Irwin in the 5, running in seventh. Then we've got a little bit of distance between the 55 and the 5. The 55 of Zimmerman is running 8th. 9th is the 1-8 of Bob Fantasy. And right now in the top 10, the 31, Kevin Berger. Right behind Berger is the 10, Donnie Beaver Jr. and the 4 of Johnny Stoner.
Stoner running 10. Make that 11th now, Donnie Beaver. And the caution flag is out for the 93 of Egger and the 3 of Calaman.
2 of the heavy shoes involved in that one over in turn.
Hager and Calaman ran.
Well, you won't see this very often at Silver Spring Speedway, where the rear of the pack is Johnny Murphy, Rich Eichelberger, Danny Hager, and Dave Calaman.
That's 4 of the top drivers here at Silver Spring Speedway, but some of the top drivers having problems tonight. That may open it up for somebody else to win a feature here tonight. The guys running first, second, and third. While Newman, I believe, has won here at Silver Spring Speedway before, but the first 2 guys have never won here at Silver Spring Speedway.
Paul Troutman in the 16 really dueling it out with the 66 of Martin for the 4th spot on the track.
And Martin now taking over 4th. He had a slim advantage as they went past the start-finish line. Maybe tonight will be Leroy Martin's night.
Martin comes out of that second, down into 3 and 4. He's still holding to that 4th spot.
And it's still the 4th up front, running 1 and 2. The 9 of Glenn Yeakel, the 59F of Steve Wilbur. There's Bob Fantasy trying to crack into the top 5. He currently runs 6th at this point.
Fantasy in the high groove around 3 and 4. Tries to move up around Troutman.
Bob Fantasy started back in 17th position, already running 6th. He's right on the back bumper of Troutman.
Down the backstretch, Steve Wilbur trying to high groove around Glenn Yeakel.
And he mentioned in his interview earlier, they'd like to win one this year. This is his rookie year. He wants to be Rookie of the Year in the Super
Glenn
Sport.
Yeakel holding to that lead, and Steve Wilbur trying desperately to take it away to get out into 3 and 4.
This time coming off 4, who's it going to be? Glenn Yeakel still holding off Wilbur. No, Wilbur takes the lead. At lap number 12.
And then Glenn Yeakel takes it right back in the second turn.
Let's see who it is coming off 4 once again. Wilbur looks like he jumped the cushion just a little bit. Newman challenging for the runner-up spot, but Wilbur comes charging back.
Wilbur still working the high groove. Glenn Yeakel still working the inside low groove, and Yeakel takes it down into 3 and 4 once again.
And Fantasy loops it, and also Newman, but they keep going, both of them. And the 5G of Irwin gets up over the front end of Dave Newman. Tough break for Mike Irwin. Newman keeps it going, car number 21, but Irwin was running 5th. Both Newman and Fantasy did a complete 360 and kept the cars going.
The green flag flies as the cars come around with only 10 laps remaining, and it's still Glenn Yeakel out on the point.
Here comes Leroy Martin. He's made his way around the 59F with Steve Wilbur.
Leroy Martin is really on the move. He's down the backstretch, now in second and challenging for the lead as they come around 3 and 4.
Glenn Yeakel, he's led a lot of this race, trying to hold off Martin, but Martin looking real strong. This time off of corner number 2, Leroy Martin takes the lead.
There comes Fantasy. He's up into 3rd. We have some cars out of shape.
And that'll revert back to Glenn Yeakel as our race leader then, because they did not complete that lap. We have Rich Eichelberger and Jake Rodoval down in corner number 2 there. They are the 2 cars.
Television's productions of Thunder in the Dust, available in the metropolitan Harrisburg area on channels 53, 65, Tuesday and Wednesday evenings, 6 p.m. In Carlisle on Carlisle Cable Dial 59, Tuesday and Wednesday, 6 p.m. Salmon's Cable, dial 7, Saturday afternoon, 7 from 2 to 4 p.m. And in the air everywhere on WGCB Channel 49, Red Lion York, Saturday afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m. Guest television, sports, Thunder in the Dust, along with all of the other guest television sports productions of Harrisburg Heat, Hershey Bears, area high school football, basketball. If it's sports, guest television brings it to you.
Well, they're still trying to get Jake Rodaball off the track. He's right at the entrance of pit lane. Looked like they were just going to be able to push him off with a push truck, but there is a hook down there. They need to pick up the front end of that car. So apparently there's a little more damage to it than what they thought. They should have him off the track shortly, though. Car number 59, Jake Rodaball, the WeBe Audio car. Tough break for him. And he is off the track, and the green flag will come out this next time around. And how about Glenn Yackel, car number 9, holding off Leroy Martin. But Leroy had gotten by him that last time on corner number 2, but it
was not scored.
It was not scored because it was not a complete lap. So he reverts back to second spot, and that puts Yackel back in the lead. But Leroy Martin and Bob Fantasy, they look like two strong cars here.
And look who's sitting in 5th. Car number 4, Johnny Stoner.
Stoner trying to make up some points that he's lost over the last 2 nights. He's in the top 5 once again. He's been a very consistent driver here at Silver Spring Speedway. A lot of people rooting for John Stoner, car number 4. He's got his hands full with Donnie Beaver, though. Yackel holding off Leroy Martin up front. Martin goes to the top.
Martin running that high groove right on the edge of the cushion, trying to move around Glenn Yackel. Take it down into 1 and 2. Martin is still high, Yackel down low. And Yackel, that car down on the inside, just shoots right out of the second turn, down the backstretch.
Glenn Yackel giving Leroy Martin a lot of room. And this time, Martin takes the lead on lap 18.
Down the backstretch, out of the second turn, it is Leroy Martin, Glenn Yackel, and Bob Fantasy. 1, 2, and 3. Stoner has moved into 4th.
And Yackel regains the lead because Leroy Martin jumped the cushion. Glenn Yackel, that's the break he needed to regain the lead. One little mistake here at Silver Spring Speedway, and it cost you a lot.
And Fantasy now got underneath the 66 of Martin. He's moved into 2nd.
5 laps to go. Glenn Yackel looking for his first win ever here in the Super Sportsman division at Silver Spring Speedway. And Johnny Stoner is up the 3rd spot, car number 4, and the caution flag is out. I can't see who it is because of the
22 car driven this evening by
the 25
Mark
Strauser.
Smith.
That's the Jerry Strauser in the 25 up there against corner number 3.
Once again, and it is still Glenn Yackel with the lead, but we have Bob Fantasy and Johnny Stoner in a duel for the 2nd spot.
And Stoner started back in 14th, and he's running 3rd. Fantasy started back in 17th, he's running 2nd. These guys have moved through the pack.
Yackel still working down the inside groove. Fantasy goes to the high groove. Out of the second turn, it is Bob Fantasy. Stoner now working into the high groove around this 4th turn, and we've got a yellow flag once again.
And once again, that'll move Yackel back into the lead because he had the lead at lap number 21.
We have 4 laps remaining, and these are going to be some 4 laps, David. I'll tell you, we've got some real heavy shoes right behind Glenn Yackel with Bob Fantasy, Johnny Stoner, Donnie Beaver Jr., and the Silver Fox in the top 5.
Snellbaker started way back in 22nd position. He's now up into the top 5. And he's challenging Donnie Beaver for that 4th position. Once again, Fantasy looking to the outside of Yackel. Yackel able to hold him off for 1 more lap. Glenn Yackel turning in a great job tonight. He started on the pole. He's led 19 of the first 21 laps. Here comes Fantasy. But Yackel once again still holds the lead. Stoner coming up there to mix it up too, and Snellbaker's up to 4th position. Snellbaker, the Silver Fox, a feature winner last week.
Fantasy goes to the high side, but we've got a car out of shape.
It against the 22 of Mark Smith. So once again, Glenn Yackel will still be our race leader with 3 laps remaining.
Well, got a reprieve again that time. Can he hold off the 1H of Fantasy as the green comes out?
Well, it appears that Fantasy is faster, but he's got to get around him and score a lap in the lead before he can actually win this race. And Glenn Yackel turning in the ride of his life, and he looks real good on the restarts. It takes about a lap or so for Fantasy to get up to speed. And this time coming through 3 and 4, maybe it'll be Fantasy's lap. If he can come across first, he'll be scored. And Fantasy is the race leader on lap number 23.
And we have a yellow again as the 6 of Schaefer comes to a halt at turn number 4. With 2 laps remaining, the green flag comes out once again, and Bob Fantasy now sets on the point.
And Billy Crawford gets sideways after making a little bit of contact with the 93 of Hager. So we'll see the caution flag once again. Billy Crawford down in corner number 4. And Danny Hager up in.
We still have 2 laps remaining, and it's still Bob Fantasy, Glenn Yackel, Johnny Stoner, Smokey Stellbaker, and Donnie Bieber Jr. in the top 5.
I'll tell you, Bob, it's been a night of attrition. We've got 14 cars out of the original 26 still running, so we've lost nearly half the field in this 25-lap feature event.
Stoner now runs in second. He got around Yackel out of the second turn.
And here comes the Silver Fox Snellbaker. 1 lap to go. Stoner with the last lap ditch effort to try and pick up the win. Stoner moves up onto the back bumper of Fantasy. It's going to get close here at the end. Coming off corner number 4, Fantasy picks up its first win of the season here in Silver Spring Speedway.
Finishing in the runner-up spot, Johnny Stoner in the 4. Then it's the 80 of the Silver Fox Stellbaker, the 9 of Yackel, the 10 Donnie Bieber Jr. And from there on, the feature winner tonight in the Super Sportsman division, Bob Fantasy in the 1H. Finishing in the runner-up spot, the 4 Johnny Stoner. In third, the 80 Smokey Stellbaker. In fourth, the 9 Glenn Yackel. In fifth, the 10 Donnie Bieber Jr.
In sixth, the 59F of Steve Wilbur, his best performance ever in a Super Sportsman. Finishing 7th in the 16, Paul Troutman. 8th in the 93, our current point leader, Danny Hager. Followed by Frankie Herr in the 73, and the 2K of George Ryden finishing in 10th spot. Go ahead. Stand by.
Special, we have pretzel. 30 cents at the refreshment stand. Pretzel, 30 cents at the refreshment stand.
He's going to grab
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
He's going to grab
Starting lineup for our 25. It is 25 lap Willis Cole Memorial. On the pole in the 11S, Russ Shute. Starting second, Randy Schaefer.
And now down trackside to Kirk Wise and the
Hey,
feature
ready?
winner.
Here we are with the winner. They're going to get right into the late models. Bob, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Kurt. That was a long race, I'll tell you.
How many yellows were there? Were you counting?
No, I wasn't counting. I just wanted to get it over with. Extremely hot inside the car. Real humid night, you know. Really hot. My car owners, Ken and Vicki Hamilton, I always forget to mention them, but they stuck behind me through thick and thin, and they're really great people. I just want to mention that.
And you're a heck of a champion, the track champion here, the tour champion, that is, and it's great to see you back in Winner's Circle again.
Thanks a lot, Kurt. I appreciate it.
Does that mean we can bring the car back into our showroom again?
Yes, sir. Anything you want, buddy.
Back up to you guys for our late model Will Cole Memorial Race.
The historic event. So
The honorary starter this evening for the Willis Cole Memorial feature event for the late models, the Honorable Charlie Robertson, Mayor of York.
the mayor of the city of York. How about a nice round of applause?
Here's our lineup for this 25-lap limited late model feature event. Starting on the pole, Russ Shoup in the 11S.
In 38, Randy Schaefer on the outside.
Followed by Barry Howard in the 17.
Then it's the 6 of Mark Jordan.
Row number 3, it's Chris Byers in the 15.
The 61, Matt Costa.
That's the 15 of Chris Byers. Matt Costa starts in row number 4.
Then it's Dallas Wenrick in the 4.
Followed by Scott McCann in the 75.
Johnny Ebersole in the 78.
Mark Kropp in the 7K.
Scott Ridgewhite in the deuce.
Todd Bayshore in the 21.
Jimmy
29.
Shuttlesworth in the 91.
Charlie Cope in the 116.
Larry Bear in the 0.
Gene Wrightstone in the 10.
Dave Magilton in the 2M.
Rick Barr in the 5.
Carl Graves in the 8.
Tom Barkley Jr. in the 18B.
And Tracy Springer, who was credited for being the instigator of the man behind the Willis Cole Memorial feature race here at Silver Spring Speedway.
And I understand that they raised at least $2,800 for that trust fund, so it just shows you how the racing fans are willing to support people that are in need of a helping hand. So just a lot of great fans out there. And Mark Jordan, Randy Schaefer going at it for 4th spot. Matt Costa up to 4th. As he goes underneath Randy Schaefer, Matt Costa won his heat race earlier tonight. And the 7K, Mark Kropp loses his hood down the backstretch. He can't see where he's going. In fact, he's lost his whole front end. He definitely made contact with somebody. That means there ought to be some debris laying on the track. And the caution flag is out, and I imagine it is for debris on the track, because you'll see here the 7K of Mark Kropp, he is missing his whole front end. Well, I'll tell you, the only luck that Mark Jordan has is bad luck. He was the beneficiary of the front end of Mark Kropp. You can see the 7K of Mark Kropp. He's missing the front end. We showed him earlier, and here he goes around corner number 1 and 2.
Well, the car we're looking at right now is Tracy Springer, and we'll get back to him here in a minute.
But the front end of Mark Kropp was sticking in the back of Mark Jordan's number 6, and he was flagged for having a debris hanging from the back of his car. Mark Jordan is out there running again, and Tracy Springer, car number 45. Looks like the car has shut off. He's going to try and make it into the pit area, but I don't know if he's got enough power. Looks like car number 45 will shut off.
Well, I'm sure he didn't want us to zero in on him this way, but the 45 chauffeur, Tracy Springer, now that we have a little bit of quiet, we'd like to acknowledge Tracy's initiative in getting this Willis Cole Memorial Race put together here at Silver Spring Speedway this evening. Just one more opportunity for the racing community to get involved with people in need, the people within their community. And Tracy Springer, a big thanks to you for being the pusher behind this organization, and a big thanks from all of us. Green flag flies once again, and it's Russ Shoup out on the point. 17, Terry Howard running in the 2nd spot. And we've got another car out of shape. It's the 5 of Rick Barr. There's another car sitting behind him, but I can't make that one out.
That may be, it's not Mark Kropp again. It was definitely a black car, so I don't know which one it was. Possibly Dave Magilton in the 2M, because I do not see him out there. I do believe it's the 2M of Dave Magilton and the 5.
Again, we have only 2 laps into the record book. We have 23 laps remaining, and it's Russ Shoup out on the point with the lead.
And at the pace they're going right now, it's going to be a long feature event. A lot of bumping and banging going on out there in the early stages of this event. I see a lot of bent up noses. Russ Shoup, Barry Howard, Chris Meyer, and Costa, and 38 of Randy Schaefer running fifth.
Here comes the 78 of Ebersole trying to move up into the top 5. He's on the inside in 3 and 4 around Dallas Wenrick. They come around out of the 4th turn. He gets some real bobble, and Wenrick's out of shape.
Ebersole getting into the side of Wenrick. Johnny Ebersole, as he came off corner number 4, he's a little out of shape, and he got into the side of Wenrick, and that looked like it was going to be a total melee.
Everybody gathered it in, and they continue to race, and that was a very close one.
Dallas Wenrick running 6th. Scott McCann running 7th to the 75. Jimmy Shuttlesworth trying to move his way up through the pack. There's the 75 of Scott McCann. He's right behind the 29 of Todd Bayshore. Russ Shoup now starting to have a challenge for the lead.
Terry Howard goes to the high side, trying to come around Shoup, and we've got a car out of shape. Howard makes the pass, but a yellow flag comes out. 4 laps are into the record book as we look for the green flag to come out once again. Russ Shoup, Barry Howard running 1 and 2 down the backstretch. Chris Byers is in third. The green flag is out.
And we mentioned it earlier tonight, but 2 of the drivers missing from this future event. The top 3 at point. Mark Billen and Rich Eichelberger not making this future event, and they were the points 2 and 3. So Jimmy Shuttlesworth looking to gain a little more cushion on that point lead that he currently has. This time around, Barry Howard does take it. And the caution flag came out. I don't know if they counted that lap or not. But the caution flag is out for Tracy Springer down off of corner number 2. If they counted the lap, it's Barry.
Well, the yellow lights are still on. And we are at lap number 6 with Barry Howard out on the point in the front. Apparently they had scored the pass of Howard.
They did score that lap because they came under the start-finish line. They scored the lap and threw the yellow all at the same time. So Barry Howard is our race leader. Russ Shoup now back to second. And that's a similar situation that we saw with Bob Fantasy and Glenn Yako in the Super Sportsman feature. Howard has passed Shoup maybe 2 or 3 times now, but every time he passed him, the caution flag came out. And we saw Bob Fantasy pass Glenn Yako maybe 4 or 5 times before he actually got scored in the lead lap. So Barry Howard, our new race leader here. Russ Shoup still running second, turning in a great performance tonight. Chris Byers, a rookie in the limited late model division, running third in car number 15. So
Randy Schaefer is currently in fourth. And then it's the 61 of Matt Costa in fifth.
Todd Major now taking over fifth spot, or trying to take over fifth spot from the 61, and he does so. Todd Major won his heat earlier tonight. He's looking for his first feature win here this year. He has won previous feature events at this Silver Spring Speedway in the limited late model division.
Major now running in fifth, going down into the first, second, third. Trying to close in on the 38 of Schaefer down the backstretch into 3 and 4.
And Rick Barr loops it off of corner number 2, and also Tracy Springer loops it, bringing out the caution flag once again. Well, 7 laps are down. We're looking for 25 laps tonight for the limited late model division, and it's been a little slow going here at the start. A lot of cars spinning, getting together. They're really going after it for tonight's feature event.
The track looks to be starting to pick up some rubber on it, too. It must be drying out, Dave.
Yeah, it was real good for the Super Sportsman, but the dust is starting to fly down. And Todd Basher looking very strong here in the earlier stages. Basher started back in 12th position. He is up to 5th. He is challenging for 4th spot, trying to go underneath. Here comes Jimmy Shuttlesworth on the outside, trying to take over 8th.
Shuttlesworth down the front chute, out of the 4th turn, heads down into 1 and 2.
And he does take over that 8th position from Matt Costa. Jimmy Shuttlesworth now up to 8th spot, our current point leader in the limited late model division.
Up in front of him, the 4 of Dallas Renring, running in 7th. Wenring works to the inside, trying to move around the 75 of Scotty McCann. But McCann holds on to his 6th place spot, down into 3 and 4. The 29 of Bayshore running in 5th. Then it's the 11, Russ Shoup in the 4th spot. In 3rd, the 38 of Randy Schaefer down the back chute into 3 and 4.
And the caution flag is out once again for Tracy Springer off of corner number 4. Car number 45 loops it off corner number.
We have 10 laps into the record book. There are 15 laps remaining in this Willis Cole Memorial Feature race for the late models here at Silver Spring Speedway, and it's Barry Howard sitting out on a point with the lead.
Chris Byers has worked his way into 2nd in car number 15, and also Randy Schaefer up to 3rd. That's a pair of rookies running 2nd and 3rd. Russ Shoup, who led the early stages of this race, running 4th, but Todd Basher has been all over him the last several laps, trying to take over that 4th position, and Basher now moves to the outside groove. Basher coming off the high side on corner number 4 takes over 4th position.
Bayshore in the white, number 29 in fourth. Down out of the second turn now. The front three cars starting to separate themselves from the rest of the pack.
Barry Howard, Chris Byers, Randy Schaefer running 1, 2, and 3. Jimmy Shuttlesworth up to 7th spot. Take that 6th spot. Shuttlesworth into 91, though, gets a little sideways that time off corner number 4. He's trying to go around the outside of Russ Shoup, and he does so.
Coming around the third and fourth turn, we've got another car out of shape.
It's the 7K of Mark Croft, and that may be it for him. It's the 3-spin rule here at Silver Spring Speedway. I don't know if some of those were on his own or if he was with other cars, but he's down there by himself in corner number 2, so he may have...
Tough break for Todd Bayshore. He had to pull it into the pits. He's out of commission.
He was up the 4th spot, but he's ready to come back out and rejoin his field. Mark Croft in the 7K also went back into the pit area, and it looks like he is done for tonight. But it's Chris Byers in the 15 challenging for the lead, but Jimmy Shuttlesworth up to 5th position. He was a feature winner last week.
Shuttlesworth works the inside groove, trying to move up on Scotty McCann. 75 car. McCann holds to that 4th spot. Shuttlesworth in 5th. Down the backstretch, the 17 of Howard enters the 3rd and 4th turn. He still has the lead, and he's got Chris Byers in the 15 working on him.
Shuttlesworth continues to work on car number 75, Scott McCann. Chris Byers nearly loses it coming off corner number 2. Shuttlesworth to the inside this time. He's got the position. Let's see who it'll be coming off corner number 4. Shuttlesworth and McCann. Jimmy Shuttlesworth able to make the move stick. He's up to 4th position.
Barry Howard holding to the lead. Now he's got a couple car lengths distance, and we have Eversole getting out of shape, but he straightened it out, continues.
He goes for a ride through the grass, but he keeps it rolling. Car number 78. Randy Schaefer, Chris Byers running 2nd and 3rd. A pair of rookies doing a fine job here tonight on this slick track.
Coming around this time to complete lap number 18, and the track is getting slick.
Barry Howard now has a 4 or 5 car length advantage over Chris Byers. Shuttlesworth now looking to the inside of Randy Schaefer, trying to take over 3rd position.
It's Barry Howard with the lead. The 15, Chris Byers running 2nd. Here comes the 91 of Shuttlesworth around the 4th turn. He's in 3rd. In 4th, the 38, Randy Schaefer. In 5th, Scotty McCann in the 75. 6th, the 4 of Dallas Wedrick. 7th, the 116, Charlie Coe. 8th, the 11, Russ Shoup. 9th, the Duke, Scott Ridgewine. And rounding out the top 10 right now on the track, car number 10, Gene Brightstone.
And Jimmy Shuttlesworth closing in on 2nd spot now. Chris Byers currently holding on to it. Shuttlesworth, though, running out of time. Barry Howard continues to lengthen that lead. Barry Howard with a very comfortable lead with just 4 laps to go.
Shuttlesworth works to the high side to go around Byers down in 1 and 2. Byers running in the middle of the track. He holds on to that spot. Shuttlesworth fades off a couple car lengths.
Shuttlesworth getting a little loose as he came off corner number 2. It's a little slick up there off of corner number 2.
And we've got a car out of shape bringing out a yellow flag. Barry Howard, the chauffeur of the 17, sits on the point. He's got 3 laps to try and hold off a hard-charging Chris Byers and the 91 Jimmy Shuttlesworth.
Shuttlesworth was just running down in the low groove trying to cool those tires off. He's a veteran here in this limited late model division, a former track champion, trying to pick up his 3rd win of the season. But Barry Howard so far has been well controlled. Byers looking to the inside of Howard, but Howard able to hold him off. Shuttlesworth just can't get off the high groove on corner number 2.
Round 3 and 4, this time coming around for the 2 flag signal. 2 laps to go. Barry Howard, Chris Byers, Jimmy Shuttlesworth, 1, 2, and 3, and these guys are pressuring each other all the way.
A drivers tonight turning in their best performances of their career in the limited late model division. Chris Byers, Randy Schaefer, currently running second and fourth. By far their best outings in 1995, and Shuttlesworth, the door opens up.
Shuttlesworth takes over second. They come down around looking for 3 and 4.
And Byers comes right back at him, and they make contact. Barry Howard wins it. Shuttlesworth gets second, just over Chris Byers, followed by Randy Schaefer and Scott McCann. We'll be right back with the official top 10.
For the Cole family. It was my pleasure, to do so. Will meant a lot to the borough of Cumberland, and he meant a lot to us also. So
Here we are in Victory Lane, Barry. Beautiful job.
Tom, I knew the car was fast. He just didn't have the brakes all year long.
The Will Cole Memorial, the first ever. How's it feel?
It feels great.
You feel hot. I mean, I've got my hand on your back. You're sweating.
We're sweating.
Well, congratulations. The flag is yours to keep, courtesy of Family Ford Mercury. Great to see you in Victory Lane. I'm sure the rest of the team wants to get over here. Congratulations. Back to you, and next, the B-Main.
Yeah, we have
Well, top 10 for the Willis Cole Memorial Late Model race here at Silver Spring Speedway.
And picking up his first feature win in 1995 was the 17 of Barry Howard. Finishing second in the 91 was Jimmy Shuttlesworth, and a close third was the 15 of Chris Byers, followed by the 38S of Randy Schaefer. Finishing fifth in the 75, Scott McCann. Finishing sixth in car number 4, Dallas Wenring. Seventh in the 116, Charlie Cope. Eighth in car number 2 was Scott Richwine. Ninth in the 10, Gene Wrightstone. And rounding out the top 10 in car number 5 was Rick Barr. Here's our official starting lineup for the B-Main.
On the pole, car number 19, Dick Sills.
Starting on the outside of row number 1, the 69 of Jim Schuster.
Row 2 on the inside, the 88, Tom Griffin.
On the outside of row number 2 will be the 6M of Craig Morrow.
In the third row on the inside, the 97, Steve Magilton.
On the outside of row number 3 will be Glenn Keller in a 9K.
Row 4 on the inside, making his return to Silver Spring Speedway this evening, the number 90 of John Provenza.
On the outside of row number 4, the 80R of Brett Romano.
In the 10th row on the inside, the 1 of Tim White.
On the outside of row number 5, it'll be the 25C of Pat Cannon.
Row 6 on the inside, the 48, Chris Knopf.
On the outside, the 07 of Bill Schofstall.
In row 7 on the inside, the 14, Chris Reed.
On the outside of row number 7 will be the 5B of the Crayola kid, Dave Berkheimer.
And rounding out the field, Joe Reniker in car number 19. Alternates, J.R. Fry in the 42.
Lenny Hake in the 91.
Johnny Yeager in the 15.
And Bill Heckert, who has already left the Speedway. They've got some work to do on car number 82. He was an alternate also, but I know he definitely won't be taking the spot. So looks like Johnny Yeager is the one alternate that is out there. Also Lenny Hake and J.R. Fry, they're out there running too. So we did need a couple of the alternates. John Provenza, he's able to make the start. He's starting 4th instead of 7th where he was scheduled to start.
the 69 of Jim Schuster slides into the pole.
Dick Sills has elected to go to the rear of the field, I believe. I don't even see Dick Sills out there.
Dick Sills did not make the call. Dick Sills is not out there.
12 laps the distance here. Once again, this event sponsored by Family Ford Mercury out of Carlisle. They've been running this event for several years now. This is for some of the younger drivers to get a little more experience. And we have a car sideways, Tim White and Provenza in the 90. And also the 88G of Tom Griffith throwing the car sideways so he doesn't hit Tim White. So, and a couple other cars down there too, the 80 of Brett Romano and the 5B of Dave Berkheimer. So
it'll be a complete restart for this 12-lap B-main event for the Super Sportsman here at Silver Spring Speedway. And on the pole, Jim Schuster, car number 69.
Well, they're crawling right now, but
starting second in the 88G was supposed to be Tommy Griffith, but Craig Morrow's sitting up there, car number 6M. Schuster leads the way in car number 69. Here comes Chris Knopf in the 48. Chris Knopf looking strong here. Right up onto the back bumper, car number 6M.
Knopf working the high groove.
And Knopf takes the lead on lap number 2.
And we have a car in trouble. Car number 14.
Chris Reed, I don't know if he's going to make it into the pit area. He's still rolling along, and it looks like he will make it off the track. Good job for Chris Reed getting that car off the track.
Chris Knopf has the lead down the back stretch with Schuster in the 69 car running in the second spot. Then it's Morrow in the 6 running in third. In fourth, the 07 of Bill Schaufstall. In fifth, car number 15, Johnny Yeager.
And Dave Burkheimer in the 5B is well off the pace. He's taking that car into the pit area, but Chris Knopf is really starting to run away with this event. Jimmy Schuster running second in the 69, followed by Fred Morrow.
Now up into the fourth spot is Johnny Yeager. He's challenging for third. Yeager on the inside. He's got Morrow. He moves into possession of third. Johnny Yeager still working the inside groove out of the second turn. Now we'll try to reel in. He goes into 3 and 4, right behind Schuster. Does to the inside, gets a little bit too far in. Loses a couple car lengths on that one.
Yeager now moving to the top of the track, down in 1 and 2. Continuing to run third. Our race leader coming off corner number 4 already. And he has built up nearly a full straightaway advantage. In fact, it is a full straightaway advantage. He's going into corner number 1 as the cars are coming off corner number 4. Chris Knopf continues to lead into 48. Running second now, Yeager trying to go around Schuster, car number 69. And Yeager looks like he'll make the pass as they come off corner number 4.
It is Johnny Yeager now in possession of second. We have 8 laps into the record book. We're working on lap number 9 in this 12-lap main event.
And the caution flag is out for the 88G of Tom Griffith. And corner number
brings him around to the green flag, and Johnny Yeager right on it.
Yeager, after he moved into second spot, now he's up there challenging Knopf for the lead. Schuster and Schaufstall make contact. Schaufstall goes spinning around car number 07. The caution flag is out again.
Veteran Johnny Yeager to try and do it again. He had got around the 48 of Chris Knopf, but he wasn't scored. The yellow came back out, so he's got to try and do it all over again. We've seen that happen so many times tonight, Dave.
Yes, we have. And Yeager, a real veteran in this division. He's won A-main feature events. In fact, he's won the prestigious 100-lapper here at Silver Spring Speedway. It's been about 10 years since he's won that event, but Johnny Yeager, a long-time campaigner here in the Sportsman division. And he's one of the true independents. You don't see any sponsorship on that car. He does it all by himself.
That's right. And
he always has.
Yeager down into the third and fourth turn, working the inside groove. Chris Knopf working the high groove. And the 69 is slowing.
Somebody went up over his one tire. I don't know if that did any damage to the car. It looks like he's still rolling along, but Jimmy Schuster.
9 laps into the record book. 3 laps remain. Chris Knopf still out on the point with the lead, and Johnny Yeager pressuring him all the way.
And this has been a race of attrition here. We started with 15 cars. We're down to 9. Chris Knopf this time at the very top of the track with a much better start. Last time Yeager was all over him. This time Knopf with a very good start.
Knopf still working the high groove around the fourth turn. Yeager tries to go down to the inside. He's not going to gain any ground that way.
And J.R. Fry, car number 42, he's the highest man in the point standings that's in this race. He's currently 32nd in the point standings here at Silver Spring Speedway. He is now into third position.
Steve Chilton is currently running in fourth in the 97. And John Provenza in the 90 is 5th. The white flag is out, and it looks as if Chris Knopf is going to take this one home with it. Knopf comes around 3 and 4, working the high groove right on the edge of the cushion. The checker flag, Chris Knopf in the 48 car. Finishing in the runner-up spot for 15, Johnny Yinger. In 3rd, J.R. Fry in the 42. Finishing in 4th, car number 97, Steve Magilton. And rounding out the top 5 in car number 90 in his debut for the 95 season here at Silver Spring Speedway, Johnny Provenza. Chris Knopf, the feature winner tonight in a B main for the Super Sportsman here at Silver Spring Speedway. And here goes Kirk Wise over to make his presentation. Family Ford, the sponsors of the B main here at Silver Spring Speedway.
Rounding out the 2nd place was John Yinger in the 15. Finishing 3rd in car number 42 was J.R. Fry. Finishing 4th in the 97 was Steve McLaughlin. And rounding out the top 5 in car number 90 was John Provenza, making his debut here in 1995. Kirk Wise, he'll get a few words then after he's done presenting the trophy with tonight's winner of the Family Ford Mercury B main. And I tell you, Bob, we've seen a lot of times where a guy's won this event, then he's come back and won a regular feature.
Here we are in Victory Lane. Chris Knopf, welcome back.
Well, it feels good to be back.
Back more than just one way. You've been gone from the track for a while too.
Yeah, we had a slow start this spring because you know, we broke my knee. I broke my knee last fall at that last race, and it took us 2 months to get back. And I was going through therapy. It feels great to be in the winner's circle. Let me tell you.
Now we did this before. How many years ago was that?
That was in '93.
What?
Yeah.
And I think you came back to do some pretty great things here at the Silver Spring and on the tour.
Well, I think we're going to have a great year. We won our first heat race last week, and we got a top 10 finish. It felt good for the team because we're just getting back in the swing, and I guess I can still drive. I wasn't for sure a few weeks ago.
I think you can drive great, and you might want to say that you still have some availability for sponsors.
Well, as you can see, there's a lot of availability. We had a lot of sponsors last year. We still have a couple of them, which is Ronald Leapart Trucking, and Anadage New York helps us out a little bit. But I don't have the sponsorship that I had last year. Scott has fabrication builds. You know, he keeps some of the parts in the car for me. But we could definitely use some sponsors. It's a shoestring budget.
Coming from Jarrettville, Maryland, every week is a great thing for you to do.
Well, it's the best track to race at.
All right, that sounds great. Well, it's been another great night. Guys, it's hot. So let's just call it a night and back up to you. It's been great down here.
And back up here in the press box, this is Bob Weber along with Dave Brandt. And Dave, it has been a long, hot night here at Silver Spring.
It certainly has been a long, hot night, but I'll tell you, some of the drivers that were able to beat the heat, Bob Fantasy, really starting to make his move now in the Napa Point Series. He is up to 2nd place, and with my standings are right here on with my notations, I think he's going to move up to 4th in the Silver Spring point standings. So he is really starting to make his move the last couple weeks. And then in the limited late models, it was Barry Howard picking up his first win of the season. Then you just saw Chris Knopf pick up his first win of the season also in the Family Ford Mercury B main.
For the entire crew here at Guest Television, this is Bob Weber along with Dave Brandt high atop the press box here at Silver Spring Speedway.